All right, Jets Bucks. Baker Mayfield's the most clutch quarterback in the league outside of Mahomes and Allen.
It's got to be right up there. I mean, this is now 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks, technically, because, we can definitely call that first week a comeback. Even though Atlanta had the chance to go down and win it. He just does enough, and that was without Mike Evans. Like, this isn't even a full-strength team. He's still putting together game-winning drives on it. Yeah, it's the Jets, but still, like, that's big time. So, yeah, he's got to be right up there with the best of the best.
Kyle, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you got to put him up there. He seems to just have a knack for putting the team on his back in these moments. Like, he'll be scrambling, getting in touch with his inner Johnny football at times,
This is exactly what Johnny Manziel, what I wanted him to look like in the NFL. Because I was Money Manziel. I had the shirt. I was so on the Johnny Manziel train. I wanted this exactly. Golly, I love it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, shit. What I want to know, because I turned this game off. Like, I wasn't really focusing on it. It was 20-6 last time I looked, and it was one that, again, I completely shut off. And then next thing I know, Fox brings it back from a game break of whatever game was on, probably Rams-Eagles, and then all of a sudden it's like 2019, and the Jets are going ahead, and I'm like, what's going on here? So I didn't even see what happened from like early third quarter on to like whenever hell broke loose. Apparently, like, did Tyrod just get hot? Like, what happened?
So essentially, it was 27 because they ended up winning. It was 26-13 because they ended up winning 29-27. So it was 26-13. They drove down, threw a touchdown. The Bucks drive, and then they get a field goal blocked and returned for a touchdown. That. So, like, it was just a late touchdown. I don't know how the drive went prior to get like a 3-and-out or what happened, but basically the drive went down. Then obviously Tyrod executed a drive late. They were going to kick a field goal, felt like everything was fine, blocked. And then now Baker's in a situation and he's just making plays. I would say absolutely he is. And it's just because however you need him to get the yardage he needs to get, he's going to do it. Doesn't matter if it's a 4th and 10 scramble. He'll go get you 11. He's not the fastest quarterback in the league, but he'll will you 11 yards. Okay, it doesn't matter who's on the field. Mike Evans not there. Chris Godwin's not there. Abuka is actually banged up. Doesn't matter. We're going to get down the field in any way, shape, or form. So shout out to Baker because he's a real quarterback, and he's right now, especially with Burrow out, definitely he's in that 5th spot. Like, Hurts and Baker are those 4th and 5th with Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson. Mahomes, Allen, Jackson.
So let me ask you, Keenan, with everyone healthy, what's the case for Hurts being ahead of him?
What's the case? What you've done is kind of, to me, I value. And he's been in those big spots. Like, there's absolutely a chance. I mean, I have the Bucks as the 1 seed and going to the Super Bowl this year. So I have immense faith in Baker Mayfield and what he's doing. So, and even if you wanted to just say quarterback for quarterback, you can say, hey, I'd take Baker over Hurts, and I'm fine with it. I think that at that point, there's a conversation to be had.
Who are you taking?
I also take
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Patriots.
I'm taking 2 minutes. Baker. I have taken
full
Baker.
game. Full game. Who are you taking?
Still taking Baker.
That's difficult to me. That's
Patriots.
Also,
you can just sub in Drake May right now for Hurts or Baker. Who are you taking?
I might do Hurts because you're going to need to do more with your legs. But like, I also, if you gave Baker the other, like, I get both. Like, I'm like, I really get both. And if you said Baker, I'm not going to argue. I'd be pumped.
Who's elevating? Let me ask you this: who's elevating a lesser team, Hurts or Baker?
As of right now, you would say Baker because he's done it. With Hurts, you haven't had to see him do it yet, really. So, like, with Hurts, I don't know if he can or cannot because I've just never seen it. He never has had to. He's had always a good squad on the roster.
I think
no, it's fine.
I think low key you would have Baker ahead of Hurts. I think you're making your own argument right now.
I
MVP
right now
Baker Mayfield, by the way.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's true. That's
going
true.
into the season. This is what I have as of right now. It's what I have. Things change. I never said that Hurts is.
I know, but I'm saying like not much has changed in 3 weeks. Like we knew this is the Hurts we were gonna get. we do this as a Baker, we're gonna get to some degree.
I mean, yes. I mean, we kind of did, but I mean, Baker's even pushed it a little bit further. But Hurts-wise, I think Hurts is very good. I really like everything that he said. He's just a winner. He
I
goes
agree.
out there and he does
I agree with you,
what he needs to do.
Keenan, I agree with you, Keenan. But it sounds like you think Hurts is very good. It sounds like you think Baker's great. That's what I'm saying.
Also, we're arguing over like the 5-6 slot. We're not saying Hurts is bad, like by any means.
No, I know. No, so I understand this. I lean Hurts right now because I also value what you've done, and he is the Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl champion. That's always been the thing that I've done. I've always leaned when it comes.
He got MVP last year. I guess
Super
he kind
Bowl
of deserved
MVP.
it. Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, he was Super Bowl MVP. They won, obviously. So like,
I would have gave it to my man who spit on him.
Jalen Carter?
Jalen Carter, yeah. He to me was MVP.
Right. Okay. Let's run through the rest of these games real quick because there's no other big ones other than one that I kind of want to touch on. Broncos-Chargers. The Chargers are the most complete team in the AFC. Yes, no.
In the AFC, I'd still probably say no. I mean, I guess if we're trying to make the argument for complete, like they have the defense, they have the run game, they have the quarterback and the wide receivers. It is tough. I'd still probably say no. Yeah, I'll say no. I think Baltimore and Buffalo, even though they don't have like necessarily a superstar at wide receiver the way that I believe Ladd McConkey is, I still think those are very complete teams. So I wouldn't say they're any more complete than those two teams specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ravens are probably the most complete team in the league. So the Chargers are right there, though. I think Chargers and Bills have very comparable rosters, honestly. So the Chargers are up there. Like, they're very complementary. They're not necessarily explosive on offense, and they're not necessarily explosive on defense, but they're very high end. They're very B+ to an A- on both sides of the ball. Whereas, and I feel the same way about Buffalo, but Baltimore, I think, has the most complete roster, probably in the league, than Philly too, obviously.
I think they have a more complete roster than Buffalo, and then they're like 1A, 1B to me right now in the AFC with the Ravens. I just think that there are no holes on this Chargers roster. I think if you're saying, hey, whose A game is the best, I think the Ravens' A game is the best because I think they have the explosion at a higher level than the Chargers do. But the Chargers can, I mean, even without Kalumak, they can still get to the passer. They're very good in the secondary. They have good linebackers, great offensive line play, even without Slater. Good running attack, not obviously as good as the Ravens, but still a good running attack. Hampton's starting to get into his own. Unfortunately, Harris is probably out for the season. And obviously, they have a very good quarterback and good skill position players. I just don't think there's really holes on this Chargers team. It's just like, how high can you reach those pinnacles the same way that the Ravens and Bills can? That's why I don't think they're a better team. But I think as a complete roster, I think you can argue. But I get the other side of the Ravens.
I think with the Bills and Chargers in particular, I think Josh Allen hides a lot of the Bills' warts, honestly, with all that he does. And I think with the Chargers, I think Harbaugh hides a lot of their warts because today was not a great game by them. This is probably the best running effort they have had all year so far from their run game. But as a team, I mean, the Broncos really should have won that game, honestly. Like, they kind of took advantage at the end, but it wasn't a great game from the Chargers. They looked a lot like they did last year, which again, it's still, don't get me wrong, they got a good roster all around, but I think Harbaugh schemes well, and then also divisional games. You got to give props to Sean Payton too. So, but I wouldn't fault you for having them 1B or 2.
Tim, what do you have?
When Kyle was saying that Josh Allen hides a lot of those warts, I was just going to say that James Cook also hides a lot of those warts. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
He's easily like a top 8-ish running back in the league.
I think he's higher than that.
I haven't thought about it. He's 8-ish, but he could be close to there. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a guy who likes to not get talked about as much, but he is obviously one of them.
I'd feel comfortable saying Cook is top 5 without a doubt.
You know what? I'm going to put a list together for you real soon because I want to talk about I think that's a very interesting list to have, and you could actually have that argument.
He's definitely produced.
Oh, like, yeah, for like this specific season for sure.